Hello everyone, my name's Chloe and this is my lovely wife Natalie, and today we are going to be giving a little bit of lesbian advice, some queer advice, some sapphic advice, what have you. We asked on our last video for some questions.
We did.
You have delivered.
And we also threw a little community post up there to get some extra ones in case people didn't end up watching the video to the end. And we have some on there too. So we're just gonna go through those really quick and offer what we can for the wisdom that we have, which honestly isn't very much.
You may have noticed this here pole.
Oh yes.
That is a tripod.
That's our second camera.
Hi, second camera.
We're hoping to get a good angle of Beverly on the desk.
Yes.
I'm kidding. We are making something today, as we've like
already
to do.
tried to make this.
Multiple times in the past 2 videos, we were hoping to be building this at the same time. When we were making our video about books we like, that's when we wanted to post this.
That's why we made that video.
That's why we made that video. It's doing pretty well, so obviously it was a good call. Either way, we wanted to make that video because we were sent a book nook by Cute Bee, and we have like a coupon code and everything, and we're supposed to get the video out, but we physically could not tell you anything about anything while doing it. It's like hyper focus.
Yeah, and I'm just like touching little pieces and gluing.
Oh, yeah.
So we have a lot of footage of us already doing it.
Yeah,
so
we tried to do it for the last video too. We noticed that we weren't doing any craft during that video. That's because we started filming the video and hours went by, our camera died, our lights died, and we were still building this thing. Okay, step 15. We're on step 9.
B7 and B8. Oh.
We just had to take a second and be like, okay, we need like an easier topic. We need like an easier topic in order to make these things in, but we've made like a start to it, a pretty significant start to it. So I guess oh, this one's a little wobble station.
Oh, that'll do it.
Did you hear that click? Just everything kind of clicks into place. It's very satisfying, but I'm not sure we're doing a very good job of showing how satisfying it is because we can't seem to get it done.
This would be a great activity, I think, to do while you're listening to music.
Yeah,
maybe
in
a
complete
podcast.
silence, and just like zone out and just go, and put that there, and then I'll put that there.
There's my phone.
Wifey lost her phone. But check out down below. There should be a link to where you can buy it and
you can use this coupon code right here.
Coupon code.
If you want a discount that is of this much money. Yeah, we don't really know
what
how
it
much
was. It was in an email. We'll have it all on the screen and in the description below.
Also, it was Natalie's birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Natalie.
Happy birthday, me.
And her brother got her these hand-blown glasses. Aren't they beautiful?
Can you believe it? And so 1 pink and 1 green for us. I tend to break my beautiful things. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But I think beautiful things should be used.
Me too. From Goat Rancher. Oh, Goat Rancher. I found it very difficult to make friends as an adult lesbian that's not a fan of social situations. Any advice on where to start?
Okay, so we're also not a fan of social situations.
My not fan of social situations is kind of not a fan of loud environments where everyone's drinking and yelling and the music is so loud that you have to yell to communicate with people, and I feel like that's like a lot of the queer adult spaces that we have access to.
Yes, I
something
agree.
like that.
Yeah,
so,
and I want to go to those more, even though neither of us enjoy them. I want to go to them more so I can go there and look at a bunch of gay people and leave. Just for like the fact that remembering that other gay people exist and that we do have a community, but it's quite hard for us to justify paying the cover fee for us to go there and want to leave. You know what I mean?
These places also open at like 10 p.m. and that's my bedtime.
That's my bedtime.
Our local community center has a queer crafters evening.
Yes, it does. We have never been.
No, but I would recommend it to people.
Yeah, I would recommend looking at community centers and seeing if you can find queer crafts.
My sister's queer as well, so she's always like, she has a lot of ideas.
She probably knows.
But she
told us about a queer salsa.
Yes,
dancing.
You can, if you're like on Facebook or on Instagram and you're looking at events, that is a good place to go because you can do salsa dancing. Sounds awesome.
Yeah, we're actually gonna do that.
Because you could go, if you have like a partner or a friend, you could go with them and just kind of be in a room with a bunch of gay people with not much pressure to speak to them if you don't feel like you're comfortable doing so. My sister also told me about this restaurant, Mexican restaurant that's owned by lesbians, and they have French-speaking evening.
So if you're learning French
every
and
month.
you want to do it with gay people.
Yeah, so that would be fun. Natalie and I are thinking about doing that too.
But we haven't done it, that's the thing. So we're like, here's all the things that we should do and haven't. But there is a lot of community out there if you're willing to like...
Put yourself out there a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's hard, especially when like we have each other and we have our families that we're really close to, and we're not like desperate enough, I guess, to really seek it out.
Yeah, another thing that people do called Bumble for Friends.
Yeah.
And you can specifically, like, you have a bio just like Bumble for Not Friends, you know? You have a bio and you can say in it, I'm looking for more queer friends. I'm looking for queer couple friends, so we can be two queer couples hanging out. And you can look for friends like that because it is hard. So it's hard out there. So I don't think there's anything wrong with checking out. Not sponsored, by the way. I think Bumble does sponsor people. Not sponsored by Bumble, just something that I've heard about.
You could take up a queer hobby. I feel like bouldering is often full of lesbians.
Yes, and we thought about joining, but as you know in one of our previous videos, Chloe doesn't really like to boulder, so it's been hard for me, but there is like queer bouldering groups that you can join, and there's also a group here in Vancouver called Bad Climbers, women and queer people only, and that is probably full of queer people because for some reason a lot of queer women want to boulder.
Yeah.
They want to have those strong hands.
Okay. Okay, I think that question has been answered to death. Moving on. Maybe you should put this slightly more in the middle, just so it has a better chance
I keep
of being
trying,
seen.
but then I want
back.
to like...
Okay, Amelia has said, I love the lore. How did you decide to be life partners? I'm super in love with my girlfriend, but I'm only 23, and it scares me to think about never being single. Jumped from dating a man for 5 years into a woman-loving woman, best friend to lover relationship, LOL. Okay, well, how did we decide to be life partners? We were life partners the moment we started dating. That's what the decision was, really.
Yeah, part of the becoming dating.
The reason that it was so stressful to agree to be life partners right out the get-go was probably what this person is feeling, that you would never have the opportunity to date anyone else, and it would be like for the long haul.
Yes, I think that I experienced that exact thing. I think that I had to just like hold my breath and jump in. I realized very quickly that I actually hate dating. I never want to do that again. I never want to be single again.
I also hate dating.
I would... what's happening right now between us is so much better than what anyone else could probably ever offer me because of how much she knows me, loves me, and has been wanting to be with me for so long. Sure, maybe there was someone out there that could have done all that for me, but it would have taken so much longer and so much stress and time for me to find that person. And Chloe was here being so perfect. And so why would I ever not want to be with her, you know?
I think something to think about too is whether you guys are like kind of growing on the same trajectory.
Yeah.
You know? And interested in pursuing
The same
a life
kind of life.
that is complementary. Like even if you're not doing the exact same thing. Like Natalie and I want to do everything together, which is not what everyone wants to do.
If you guys have complementary lifestyles
and values,
or similar lifestyles, complementary or similar values and lifestyles.
Interested in hitting the same like big beats in your life. If you've always wanted to like live off grid like Natalie and I have, but your partner is a really big city person and never would want to leave the city.
Yeah, that's
something. Like something to keep in mind.
If you guys have to have matching dreams for the future.
The way that we decided to be life partners is I outlined for Natalie basically, this is how I envision my life with you, and Natalie thought that it sounded really good, and now we're like pursuing that together.
And it's been absolutely perfect, right?
Like before we got together, I was dating other people, and I just found myself still really wanting to spend time with Natalie and prioritizing Natalie and feeling like nothing that I had with these other people, who were lovely people, mind you, was even comparable. Natalie felt like my forever person and my life partner just because I can't even picture this hypothetical, perfect individual who would come into my life and be better for me than Natalie. Like that doesn't feel like a possibility to me.
We might have answered that question somewhere in there.
Good luck editing Natalie and Chloe. Glue, getting the glue, getting some glue.
Watch this. Beautiful. I was just thinking about something funny. Sorry.
What were you thinking about? Last night as we were going to bed, you were giggling about something. Do you remember what it was?
Oh my god, really?
Yeah. Were you asleep?
What? I was laughing last night?
Was it this morning after you stepped in cat poo?
Oh yeah. This morning after I stepped in cat poo, I was laughing about your reaction to me being exasperated about stepping in cat poo. Because
I thought that someone was dead
okay,
this morning.
listen. I woke up really early this morning because I had to pee. And I go pee. And I come back and I step in cat poo.
Because she's pooed outside of the litter box.
Yes, sometimes she kicks it out or sometimes it's stuck to her bum, you know, cats. I was like, oh my God, Chloe. And I was standing with my foot in the air and it was dark. And I was holding onto the table because there was poo stuck to my foot. And I was going like this and I was like, oh my God, Chloe. And Chloe wakes up and she's like, what? And I'm like, tired, it's so early, and I don't know how to find the words, so I'm trying to find the words so as that happen, and in the silence of me thinking, Chloe starts saying, what? And I'm like, Chloe, shh, babe, shh, babe. And then there's another pause, and I'm trying to find the words in my head, and she's like, what, again? And I'm like, Chloe, babe, I stepped in cat poo. And she's like, oh.
Goes back to sleep.
No,
I thought Beverly died.
No,
I thought you were having a heart attack.
Yeah, I thought it was so funny that Chloe had no chill.
This is from Turtle Bright. Question for the advice video. Do you have tips for living frugally or on a lower income? I'd also love tips for living on the road van life.
Aha.
Should we answer one of these at a time?
Yes.
We don't eat out very much at all.
No,
That
we don't.
really saves money. We don't drink.
Yes, not drinking really saves money. We totally forget how expensive alcohol is over here.
We don't have a car.
Yeah, we do have whimsy, but yeah.
We're also very, 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 very fortunate because living in Canada, especially Vancouver, is incredibly expensive, and we are living at a very discounted rent price because this is Natalie's family's property.
Yes.
So that is
That really
extremely
helps
lucky.
us live frugally.
We're vegan.
Yeah,
so
meat
our,
can be really
our
expensive.
grocery bills. You would think that it would be more expensive, but we don't buy like fake cheese. We don't buy.
We don't buy any fake stuff.
We buy alternative milks, but that's kind of it.
Most, yeah.
So
mostly we buy a lot of vegetables, and we try to buy vegetables that are
on sale
and
seasonal
from here and seasonal. So pay attention to seasonal vegetables and fruits. So they're cheaper, and there's an abundance of them. They don't have to travel a long way.
We do a grocery box. Here it's called Odd Bunch. So that sends you like a bunch of fresh produce to your door that is considered too misshapen for grocery
ugly.
stores.
But unfortunately, we do get a decent amount of stuff that is overripe.
Yes, that's not the best, but it is a cheap way. Yeah, and I would say, but I also don't need to buy anything often because there's someone I know who has it and I can just borrow it instead.
Yeah, and we're also really big on buying things secondhand.
Yeah.
And going to the cheap places and taking our time and looking at the secondhand items.
And also we make a lot of our own things and we do a lot of things ourselves, which can really save a lot of money. Tips for living on the road, especially when it comes to safety and campsites.
Okay, so
we used to do a lot of wild camping.
Yeah, and we just kind of like would go. We were like very confident when we first got in our bus that we could do anything. But we were looking at wild camping spots here, and sometimes it was pretty scary.
I'd say avoid long weekends.
Yes, if you're
all
wild
the crazies
camping,
come out on the long weekends.
Yes, they do.
And by that I mean like entire pickup trucks full, like the back full of like young boys and men who are drunk. That's like not
in the back of a
crowd,
pickup truck,
right?
and they're zooming down a Forest Service road, screaming, and we're just like two little lesbians wanting to camp.
There are a lot of places like provincial parks. They have
a campsite
host, or in Vancouver, in BC, there's something called recreation sites that often have a campsite host as well.
Yeah, and the recreation sites, like you can kind of read a lot of reviews about, but you can't read reviews about wild camping spots, really. You can on OI Overlander, but there's easier to find reviews at actual rec sites and campgrounds, like even if they're free. And so having the reviews that say something like, oh, it got really, really rowdy, like people usually leave reviews like that, and you can decide, oh, I don't want to go there.
Or one time we saw a picture, and it was like an under angle taken with flash, and there were like 10 men standing around the camera, and it just looked kind of menacing.
The weirdest angle to take a selfie from, and everyone was frowning.
And I was like, maybe not. We also, like, we carry bear spray for bears, obviously, but also for any dangerous mammal.
Any dangerous mammal.
Yeah. And
We also have dog spray that's on our keychains that we carry.
we stick together. We usually, and then if we feel unsafe, we leave. And we have a satellite phone so that we can call 911 if we need to. Okay, hopefully there's some good information in there somewhere. Oh, we wanted to talk about this briefly, which is not a question, but it is a comment we got in our previous video that says, I wouldn't recommend telling your friend you have romantic feelings for them unless you're willing to risk pushing them away and losing the friendship, because that is a huge possibility. And I just want to say that when I was first deciding not to tell Natalie that I loved her, this is the kind of thing that I saw on the internet everywhere. I know that it's probably true for many people. It was just so discouraging and disheartening. And I just hope that we can provide like a place of hope and of like, but what if it does work out?
I mean, like, it is true, but like, you know, there's also a possibility that it does work out. And there's also a possibility that you don't push them away and you'll still have a friendship and it will be fine, right?
Yeah, and
so that's not the only possibility. So I don't want you to read that and feel like ashamed of what you're feeling, because that kind of phrasing makes someone who's reading that, who is in love with their best friend, think that what they're feeling is bad and deserves to be shunned, and it doesn't.
Yeah, and it is bad enough that it will cost you important relationships in your life.
Yeah.
And I think that it's not only about friends that's the kind of rhetoric for, but it's also if you're queer and you tell your family, you'll lose them.
Yeah, it's not necessarily true. Yok ben kazanikam.
I'm sorry if there's words in there that I could be reading in a way that makes more sense, but
Yok ben
why? Okay. Ben Kazamikan.
Kazanikan.
How to have a first girlfriend and first relationship advice. Okay, let's rapid fire.
How to get one or how to have one? Just be kind to them. How to get one, you gotta ask. Can I just tell a story really fast? I was 20-something. I was dating somebody who was unserious. And I was out at a fair with Chloe, a friend, and the person I was dating not seriously. But it was COVID times, things are just starting to open up, so we're wearing masks. I'm in line, I'm chatting with my friends, my hair's bright pink, I look adorable, I look super gay, I just came out as a lesbian, I'm vibing, I'm a baby gay, I'm vibing, okay? A girl comes up to me. Is that amazing? And she says, hey, I'll give you these ride passes if you give me your number. And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, oh my God. I like start taking the ride passes and I'm about to give her a number and I look in her eyes and I'm like, wait, how old are you? And she was 16 years old. And I was like,
people, hey?
I'm 22. And she's like, is that bad? I was like, yes, it's bad. Take your ride passes and get out of me. And then I looked at the girl I was dating and I was like, also I'm here with someone. Imagine being that bold at 16 to go up to someone who's older than you and ask them out is insane. But like, that's how you have to do it. If you want to get a girlfriend, you have to be bold. And if you get rejected, that's okay.
I also think that your first relationship before you've like experienced your first like big heartbreak is kind of different than your other relationships in a way, because you're like kind of putting it all out there and being a little bit wild and reckless with your heart. You're moving fast. I guess I would just be mindful of the fact that for most people, the first relationship isn't the only one. But I mean, that's not necessarily true. Yeah, it's not really that different from a straight one. I guess you just, as soon as you're in a relationship with someone and you're going out together, you're gonna have to be prepared to come out to everyone all the time. Because they're gonna be like, are you guys sisters? Are you friends?
Oh, we get sisters all the time.
Separate, right? You wanna pay separately? It's wonderful. Having your first queer relationship is really, really fun. But it's, in my experience, very intense. So, I guess, is my advice slow your roll a little bit, maybe? I know lesbians are supposed to move fast. It's kind of in the name, and I know that Natalie and I moved really fast, and we're very happy, but yeah, slow your roll a bit. Calm down. It's okay. You guys don't have to move in together yet, all right?
Chloe and I, after just like a couple weeks of dating, took my bed apart in my room and put it in Chloe's room, and then put Chloe's desk in my room, and then we had an office and a bedroom with our 2 single beds pressed together.
Yeah, that was kind of cuckoo bananas, all right? Calm down. Everyone calm down. I have another question. Thoughts on attachment styles? Me and my crush are extremely avoidant, and we both avoid each other. LOL. I don't know if I can speak on this.
I don't know very much about attachment styles.
I think I might have an insecure attachment style. That's cute, love.
It hangs.
When I'm feeling anxious, I demand that Natalie tell me that she loves me every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So that feels a bit insecure, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But it's not because I don't believe that Natalie loves me anymore.
She just likes to hear it.
it makes me feel better to hear it.
I did have to tell her, though, recently. I was like, Chloe, I know that you just want to hear me say it, but sometimes when you say, do you still love me? I'm afraid that I've done something wrong that have made you feel like I don't love you. And so I want you to say,
Tell me you love me.
Tell me you love me instead, so that I can know that you just want to hear it and not that I've like done something to make you feel unloved.
No, you haven't. I've just been anxious. Like to hear it when I'm anxious. If you're both avoidant, you probably have to like push yourself a little bit out of your comfort zone, or like find something that you don't want to avoid. Like, I don't know, maybe you want to write them a letter.
That's nice. Find a way to communicate that you don't want to avoid. Mm-hmm. That's a great idea.
How to deal with lesbian loneliness.
Bumble friends.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very fortunate because both of my siblings are queer.
That is really nice. We can hang out with Chloe's siblings and we're with gay people.
We have each other.
We're both gay.
And also all of the things that we said before about building community can be applied here, I think.
Oh shoot, this is supposed to go on last. Sorry, what am I doing? I'm getting too excited.
That's glue, Beverly. Don't drink that, please.
Yeah, Beverly, don't drink glue.
Childhood signals that you were gay. I just never could even force myself to pursue any relationship with a man at all.
Yeah, Chloe was a serious lesbian. She didn't want to talk to them. She didn't want to
I didn't want to know that they liked me. I didn't want to go on dates with them. I didn't want to kiss them.
Perceived by them.
I could not even have polite conversations sometimes with them. So this is an extreme case of lesbianism here. Really extreme. I also always have had extremely close female friendships where I've been obsessed with my friend, and I've experienced a lot of jealousy when that friend gets interest in boys or gets a boyfriend, and it's almost been like friendship ending. So yeah, those are some signs from my perspective. Natalie had a lot more of a lengthy journey with her sexuality, so I'd say it's a little bit more fuzzy-wuzzy.
Like, I also think that becoming obsessed with female famous people might be a bit of a sign. I was really into Emma Watson. I would just like have pictures of her in my phone. I was also really into Taylor Swift. Just pictures of her, any kind of like picture. I would like go through Google and take a bunch of screenshots. Like, it was really important to me that I had all of this on my phone.
Family's part and reaction on the journey. I think my mom kind of knows I'm gay. The other day she looked at my screen and saw a video about being a lesbian, and it was so weird. We both tried to kind of joke it off, and we are ghosting it for days now.
Well, our families were very accepting. I think you kind of know if your family's going to be accepting. Deep in your heart, you'll know, because they'll say things to you.
Yeah, and I think also sometimes though, families can say little comments that make you think that they're not going to be accepting, but then when it is their own kid, they have a bit of a change of heart because they're not willing to lose the relationship that they have with their kid.
Yeah.
But obviously it's very complicated, and we both had accepting families, so I don't know if I can really
speak on that, but I do think that does happen.
Coming out to families,
it can be really scary.
Yeah, it can be really scary, even if you're pretty sure that they're going to be accepting, just because we've watched so many TV shows, so many movies, and so many real-life accounts of people being shunned and kicked out of their houses, and that's like
and it's still,
deep in the queer history.
Yeah, and it still happens today.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's really in our brains that it will happen.
Yeah, and when you see something play out over and over again a certain way, that's just kind of how you expect it to happen. Mm-hmm. But just to put it out there, that didn't happen to either of us.
No.
Our families were both really lovely, so...
They love us.
Your mom was trying to joke it off. I think a more hostile reaction would be to confront you about it and make sure that you weren't going to be doing anything like that again.
Yes.
That would be more of an indication that they're not okay with it than laughing about it. Yeah, because it's awkward. It's kind of an awkward thing to talk about.
Yeah, because also it's awkward to talk about because in order to villainize queer people, the fact of being queer is very sexualized. It's all about spicy stuff. When it's not, it's about just simple love between this exact same as what heteros feel. So
I know it's interesting that being queer is so sexualized when being straight.
I know straight people are literally allowed to say, "Yeah, we're trying for a baby," and that's like chill and applauded. It's like so inappropriate. Sorry, Kat. I didn't
just wanted to break that.
I did.
Fave queer and lesbian media. We're actually going to make a video about this.
Yeah, I think we're going to make a video.
This person wrote us an essay. Buckle up. This is at Cherry Blossom. Hello, I'm on a almost 6-year relationship with my girlfriend. We are utterly in love. Both of us come from a very conservative religious family. Not mine or her family know about us. They just assume that we are best friends or IDK sisters even. My issue is I have a single mom. I was raised by her and I love her so much. I can do anything for her, but I know that because of her environment and upbringing, she would not whatsoever comprehend that her only child is a lesbian. With that being said, I want to marry my girlfriend and live happily with her. She doesn't have any issue losing contact with her family because she prioritizes our future rather than them. But I, on the other hand, my mother did so much for me, and I do not want to abandon or lose contact with her. I don't know quite what the right thing to do is. I feel as if I'm on a cliff, and both my mom and girlfriend are hanging, and I have no idea who to rescue. Would love to have you guys' opinion on the situation. Thank you so much. Your videos make me feel so wholesome and warm inside. And also, don't mind my English. It's not my native language. Love you guys. Heart, heart, heart.
Oh, that was perfect English. But
that is a hard, hard, hard situation.
Yeah, that makes me feel really sad inside. I hate that, like, that's something that our community has to deal with. I kind of feel like parents can come around. Obviously, we don't have any experience about this. I do think I have heard stories of they aren't accepted, but, you know, they get married and they still invite their parent to the wedding, and the parent might decline. And then they continue with their life and they still send birthday cards, Christmas cards, and they still reach out. One day, the parent's like, well, why did I ever cut contact? And then they come back around.
I know someone in my life who came out to her family and they took it really poorly because they were very religious. And then she got married to her partner. They didn't come to the wedding and there went almost no contact. And then she had kids. And the family became part of their lives again to
be with the
grandchildren. And they're rebuilding their relationship now. And it's going pretty well from what I've heard. That's also, like, I know it's not ideal by any stretch of the imagination, but there is, even if you know that you're going to be, like, rejected for being queer and for getting gay married, there is still hope that it's not forever, I guess.
So unfair.
Yeah, there's no one that can make you come out. Like, I don't feel pressured to come out, I would say. Because you're the only person who can make that decision for you.
You can also have a really small wedding if you want to get married for, like, the taxes.
Thank you for your comment. I really hope that everything works out for you. Okay, this is from Julia. How do I deal with internalized homophobia or shame about being a lesbian? Read books about lesbians?
Yeah, read books about lesbians.
Watch TV shows that end happy. I usually Google if they end happy.
Yes, we do Google if it ends happy.
Because I just want to add more
joy. We want to add more joy
in my brain.
You know, there's a lot.
There's some intense electrical wiring going on over here. I read this really beautiful fan fiction about refusing to be ashamed. And it really stuck with me because
Chloe was very ashamed because of loving me.
Why should I be ashamed? Like, love is a beautiful thing. And if you're being ashamed of yourself, it kind of feels like the oppressors are winning. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's a silly thing to say, but oh, she broke it.
It's okay. There's extras because this one breaks easily, I think.
Oh, she's using her teeth. Everyone, freak out. Oh, okay. She spat it on our carpet.
Yeah, what were you saying? Oppressors?
I think that people want you to be ashamed so that you don't be gay and live your happy gay life. It's a long, hard journey.
Just, like, keep on, you know, practicing self-love. Be like, it's okay for me to feel this way. It's okay for me to feel this way. It does work out. There's actually a lot of old gay people out there. You can find them on the internet. Look up old gay people. Just look at them. Just look at them and be like, wow, they did it.
And they're still together.
And they're still together.
And they're still alive.
We looked up recently, like, who were the first gay people to get married in Vancouver, just out of curiosity. Two men. They're still together. They're still alive, obviously.
It wasn't that long ago.
Or learn about gay history. We went on the gay history tour here in Vancouver, and that was incredible, too, just knowing, like, how we were here for so long.
Knowing about your history so that you can feel pride in it, knowing about your community, I think, can help you feel less ashamed. Sorry, this is from Grace Raven. How do I feel more confident talking to women as more than friends? I'm so shy with the women I actually want to date. I feel like a kid again. I feel like I had so much practice with men my whole life, but now that I am more comfortable being queer, I just don't really know how to be myself and not feel like this beautiful woman in front of me could never like me for me. Well,
wow.
Like, women are people, right?
Yeah, just like you. Yeah, just like you.
I know that it's tough because there's more of a social script, I guess, for a man and a woman flirting and dating each other because it's like on every single TV show, movie, anecdote, you're more likely to be accepted as kind of like a quirky alternative person by a lesbian. Maybe that's not true in all cases, obviously, but be yourself, I think, will get you a really long way. How do you talk to a woman as more than friends? I have a really hard time because I don't really understand what flirting means.
I don't even know how to talk to women as friends. I don't know. Chloe
Like
used
smile?
to have do you know what, Chloe, you used to have a move, didn't you? You had a move. Chloe had a move. Say your move.
Okay, yes. Well, as soon as I had dated a woman, I would mention casually in conversation that I had an ex-girlfriend.
Yes.
But you don't want to say it too much because then they think you're hung up on your ex-girlfriend. But you just want to mention it so that they know that you have dated women in the past, that you are queer, that you might be interested in dating women in the future.
Yes. It's a great move.
Also having a rainbow in your bio on social media. Because once they know that you're gay, then they might tell you that they're gay.
And then boom, you guys are basically dating.
You have an in. Yeah, I would say like smile, laugh, tell her that you really like to spend time with her. Like,
yeah, that's cute.
Text her a lot. Well, obviously if she's replying, like organize, you don't even have to label them as dates, but like organize things to do together and like be thoughtful about it. So like if you guys are gonna go for a hike together, like pack a little picnic.
Oh, so cute.
Or if you're going
start taking her on dates and she knows that you're gay and you know that she's gay and just start like being her friend.
Hey, is this a friend thing for you or is this a more than friend thing? Just curious.
How do you be more confident?
Practice?
Yeah.
It's hard, and I think that being a bit awkward is kind of charming. So just like, there are so many queer women and lesbians who would really like to have a girlfriend. Mm-hmm. So I think that shooting your shot is very effective.
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah, shoot your shot. It'll be good. How do I make dates feel like less platonic hangouts between me and a girl who I was friends with prior to us dating? We can answer this.
We can answer this one.
This was from Sophia Joy. What I started doing once Natalie and I were kind of on the cusp of dating is we would go on these drives and watch the sunset, and I would bring mood lighting and romantic music.
And the mood lighting can be as simple as she put her phone flashlight facing up in the car and then put a little fabric on it so that it was like pink and orange. And then we listened to romantic music while we ate and watched the sunset. And I was like, wow, this feels like a date. Just like, it's okay
It's
if
small,
it's cheesy, but it's like...
Candles.
Candles make things so romantic, yeah.
Doing things just the two of you.
Holding hands. You can sit across the table from your girlfriend and not hold hands, and you're
just
friends. And then you hold hands on the table, and suddenly you're more than friends. You know, and then waiters will start asking you before they give you 2 bills.
Compliments, like lots of compliments. I know that a lot of female friends give each other tons of compliments, but yeah, you can't overdo compliments.
Yeah, and I think it's nice to give compliments about decisions rather than physical appearances. Like, obviously you can tell people that you like their eyes, and that is really sweet. But I think telling someone that, like, the way they did their makeup is really nice today or something is really nice because that's something that they chose to do. The way they've, like, paired their accessories is really beautiful today, and it really compliments them. Is a really nice compliment that I feel is a little more intentional than being like, oh my god, I love your dress. Oh my god, your eyes are so beautiful. But eyes are a good one because then you're looking into their eyes. What beautiful eyes you have.
Paying for it? I know that's kind of silly, but like if you say, I'll get this one, you know?
That makes it feel like a date too, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And also you can do like the silly little chivalry stuff if you wanted to, like holding the door open for her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like to do that for Chloe sometimes. Not even on dates, just in daily life. I like to run ahead and open her door. I like doing things like that.
This is from Ziggy on Mars. I'm 19 and going to start university in the UK. Maybe I should change the battery before I read this question. I do have a cat on my lap.
I'll change the battery.
Perfect. The battery will be changed.
See,
Hang
that was
on,
romantic.
Ziggy on Mars.
I decided to do it for her.
That is romantic. And I think like writing letters are so sweet and romantic. Just doing something a little bit extra. So if you are gonna go out and go to a movie together, and you show up and you have a little gift for her and a card.
Like flowers, if she likes flowers.
And then you guys are in the movie theater and you actually have brought like her favorite chocolates in your bag and you give those to her.
Secretly? Oh my god, that's so nice. And I will say with flowers though, there's a time and a place. I sometimes see these poor women obviously given flowers by this guy and they have to like carry a massive bouquet around for the rest of their date. Terrible decision. If you're picking her up, You bring her flowers so she can say, "Oh, thank you, come
And then put them in a vase.
Put them in a vase. They're so beautiful." Then you leave. You don't give them flowers when you're out. You don't pick someone up at a bus station with flowers unless you're going to a house where you can then vase the flowers, okay? You have to be going home to vase the flowers. I feel very passionately about this.
Sorry, folks, we have moved the camera around. This person says, Ziggy on Mars, I'm 19 and going to start university in the UK in September, and it's about time I started dating. I've never had a relationship with a girl or even kissed a girl, and every time I've had a crush on a girl, I completely ignore my feelings because I get so nervous. How do I navigate the lesbian dating pool as someone who is utterly terrified with zero experience?
Well, I think you'll find, well, we found that there's so many gay people
At university. It's true. Do they have like a queer club? Go there. Do they have a theater scene?
Oh,
Go
yeah.
there. Make friends. Like, you don't have to be
Dating
worried
them. Yeah.
about dating. Like, start to make some friends. Try to find some queer community. From there, you'll probably decide who you like and who you want to date. And you already have a rapport as friends. And then you can...
I also think that, like, people in university use a lot of online dating stuff.
Yeah, go get on the apps.
I think it's okay to get on the apps.
And also, even getting on the apps just tells you who has their, like, girl for girl on. You know, on the app. So you can be, like, swiping through.
Seeing people
you're like,
and be
oh,
like,
that person's in my physics class.
She's gay? And then
Maybe I'll talk to her.
Yeah.
You know?
And maybe she also saw you on the apps and would recognize you, you know?
I mean, I didn't really have any experience before going to university in any capacity. So
And Chloe got a girlfriend really quick.
I did. They were my friend, and they lived in my dorm. And we just were both queer and both interested in having a first relationship with a woman, and we liked each other, and that's all it took. So
Yeah.
it actually can be simple sometimes. Try not to put too much pressure on yourself. And there's no like, I need to start dating because I'm 19 years old and I haven't yet. I need to, you know, like hit this milestone, this milestone. It's okay to do it in your own time, and everyone's different. I don't think that rushing is a good move.
Yeah, don't rush.
Where does that go?
This?
Yeah.
This is the back.
Oh.
This is how you access the batteries.
Oh.
Isn't that nice? So it's like closes and then you go, hello batteries.
Cool. Yeah, it's becoming more common for people to not have had a romantic relationship until their university age. Maybe I'm wrong, but that was my experience.
Yeah, lots of people are going to be in the same boat as you.
How do I get out of the straight presenting bisexual era?
How do you get out of it?
Was I in it?
I was in it, right?
A rainbow pin thing on your bio on the internet?
Yeah.
Like a little rainbow flag?
Yeah.
Lots of rings is gay. Short nails. Kind of like an alternative style. Mm-hmm. So not dressing the way that everyone else does, I guess. Your interests can help me indicate if someone is queer.
I messed up again.
Was this supposed to be here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
You're so desperate to get that on there.
I'm so desperate to get the front on. I want the front on so bad. I was doing a really good job of looking gay. I dyed my hair.
Yeah, Natalie had colored hair.
People thought I was gay when I was dating a man because I dyed my hair. I was very experimental with my hair.
You know how Billie Eilish dresses? It's like kind of a little bit ugly.
Yeah. Gay people are allowed to be ugly, guys.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Having body hair.
Oh yeah, body hair makes you pretty gay. A lot of straight people have it too, and that's okay.
And I think just having things that some kind of nasty man might say something nasty about.
Yes.
You know?
So if a nasty man, they hate it when women wear too much makeup. They hate it when women don't wear any makeup at all ever.
They hate it when women have leg hair, armpit hair, that kind of thing.
Yes, they hate that. And they a lot of the times they don't like tattoos and they don't like colored hair.
And they don't like kind of bold, clownish outfits.
Yes. So if you start dressing like you want to make an annoying man angry, you're going to look really gay.
Yeah.
But I think you're also going to look bisexual men.
Yeah, and then you guys can have a bi
for bi party.
That's fun.
Yeah, because there's a lot of bisexual men who dress kind of like they're going to take pictures of you. Yeah, like Curtis Connor.
Was that helpful?
I hope so.
People say that before you go out, you should take 2 things off.
Yes, but
because
if you're
always
gay,
overdoing it, put 2 more on.
Put more things on.
Like today, I'm wearing an ascot, a shirt underneath my dress, earrings, a headband. You know, that's like a lot of things.
I do not have a good example today. I did take the belt I was wearing off for comfort reasons. Weird. Something that I used to do to help get over the fact that I felt like I looked like a clown is I would not look in the mirror. This is the makeup I'm doing. This is what I'm going to look like today. You know, I would do like a silly wing that I've never done before, and I'd be like, well, and just go with it. Because
and people used to ask Natalie if she was a makeup artist.
People used to ask me if I was a makeup artist when I went outside like that.
I used to have a phone case that had a rainbow heart on the back.
And Chloe was so anxious about it that she always faced her phone up because of it.
I did, yes. How do I get over my first woman-loving woman breakup? And how will I know that I'm ready to move on? That is hard. Well, my girlfriend broke up with me at the end of first year university, and I found that to be extremely devastating. I didn't want to listen to any of the same music. I didn't want to like watch anything that had a romantic subplot. I was
or any music that was romantic.
Yeah, so I like made a whole new playlist and I would only listen to that. And I was really busy with my friends. I kept myself busy.
Fell back in love with me.
Yeah, classic. Go easy on yourself. It is hard, like, and I'd say that it'll get easier from here. That's the worst one. I knew that I was ready to move on when I wasn't thinking about them every 5 seconds. Like, I would go a whole week and think to myself, wow, you know, I haven't thought about this person in a while. The idea of seeing them again doesn't fill your body with adrenaline and make you go into a cold sweat. And also, maybe you don't know until you try if you're over them or not.
Yeah, you might know that you're over them if you start being able to, like, picture dating someone else, you know, like, or if you have a crush on someone else, like, that's a pretty big sign. And
if you can like listen to the music that you used to like and watch the movies you used to like and not be just devastated about it.
Yeah, like movies that you watched with them, right?
Yeah. You mean? And when you're not like posting on social media thinking about if they're gonna see it, that's kind of how you know that you're ready, I think. Yeah, it'll get easier. Just give it time. Keep yourself busy. Hang out with your friends.
Yeah, that's all we're gonna do.
Okay.
I hope that it was helpful. I wanted to say, you know, bus life was brought up. We are doing bus life again this summer. We're getting back into Whimsy. We're gonna have a blast, hopefully, unless he breaks down, but we're gonna take you with us. That being said, I don't know if we're gonna get a video out next week. I don't think so, because we're going to be on the road. We don't know when we're going to have service, when we're going to have Wi-Fi to post.
And we don't have access to power in the same way because it's all solar power. So
yes. So
what
we're
we're trying to say here is we are going to post, but just not as consistently.
Yes.
Until August.
I will say, maybe go onto our Instagram. It's easier to post really quick pictures.
We're Natalie and Chloe on Instagram.
We're Natalie and Chloe on Instagram. It's easier to post little pictures and little updates on there. Also, we'll try to post community posts. Maybe we'll do another bus tour, things like that. And I know it's not like our regular content that like a lot of new people are really enjoying us just talking and building things. And we love doing that, but we do want to make sure that we are making things that we can look back on and be like, oh, remember that trip? Because when we've done that, it's just been so awesome looking back on it, honestly. Sorry, it's supposed to be triple A's. Oh, do we have triple A's?
I don't know.
Oh, we have loads of triple A's, baby.
Oh, great. We want to be able to look back on us having a good time and doing the things that we love. More videos about queer stuff also on the bus. We will just probably have a different backdrop because we will not be here.
Oh my god, it's so cute.
Okay, cover your face.
Oh, do you see that? It's like, they're so three-dimensional. Oh my god. It has this little hinge and then it opens. And then that's where the battery pack is.
That is pretty fun.
And that's like not a real button. It's like a sensor that's just through the thing. I want to give one review about it though, if that's okay. I know they're giving us commission. By the way, if you do click our link and buy this, we do get a little bit of commission. But I will say, if Cute Bee's listening, having like the sticker books on things that don't need a sticky back makes it quite difficult to make it work. I wish this was just paper and we just relied on gluing. Yeah, and the door opens and then there are some things that hang and wiggle. Like there's this plant that like is just hanging there on its own.
Thank you so much for watching.
Yes.
Please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. And we would love to hear what you have to say. If you have any different advice about any of these topics, maybe you're more knowledgeable, we would love to hear what you have to say. Please do let us know. And if you have a question that did not get answered by us in this video, you can leave it in the comments down below.
Also, if you think you have better advice for some of the people that we gave advice to, please say it, because we don't have experience about some of this stuff, and you might be able to help them better than we could.
Yeah, Beverly's just sleeping on me, so she's saying goodbye right now, but you can't see her.
Yeah, we're not going to pick her up for this.
Okay, we're going to see you very soon. Probably not in a week, but maybe in 2.
Bye.